Stitt of Joyful Parenting Coaching. We've been talking about communication and really its importance in connection. And connection, after all, is key. Connection is the silver bullet of parenting. And poor communication very often gets in the way of our connecting well. And one of the things that gets in the way of our feelings and how we're connecting with things and how we feel about things is a habit of making assumptions. When we make assumptions, we think we're mind readers. We think we can look at somebody and know what they're thinking. And then we start running scripts off of what it is that we're thinking and how they're responding. The fact of the matter is, we don't know what people are thinking. And when we just make guesses about what they're thinking, we do a grave disservice. So I wanted to walk you through a little exercise today, a little example. Okay, so looking at the dangers of making assumptions, let's set up a situation where Betsy is at the sink washing dishes and Bob is sitting on the couch reading a book. Betsy might look over while she's washing the dishes and think, that's not fair. I'm working while he's sitting there relaxing. Disgruntled, she might then think to herself, he thinks he's above this woman's work. That's why he's sitting there reading a book while I'm doing this. She might even go deeper and think to herself, he's okay letting me do this because I'm at home while he's at work. All right, so Betsy's standing at the sink getting herself all worked up about the assumptions that she thinks that Bob is working from. Fact of the matter is, we don't know. Bob might just be thinking, this is a really good book. I just can't put it down. Or he might be thinking, washing dishes is woman's work. I don't know. That might be what he's thinking. That might be his attitude. He might just be thinking, I'm so stressed out from work. I just need 30 minutes to veg out, read my book. I wish he would stop clanking around in the kitchen sink and making so much noise. I wish he'd stop doing the dishes. All right, so imagine now that Betsy is gone through this scenario with herself where she's getting more and more negative about why he would be letting her sit there and do dishes. So many times we run these monologues in our head and we don't actually ever go talk to the person. If we don't tell people what we're thinking, they're not mind readers either. They don't know what we're thinking. So I think in this scenario, there's a very good chance that Bob is sitting on the couch completely unaware of how upset Betsy's getting. So when Betsy is then done with the dishes and comes over to the couch and is still kind of frothing with tension, even if she doesn't say something, she sits down at the couch. Maybe they're supposed to sit and watch a program. And instead of it being a pleasant, easy, connecting moment, there's this unspoken hostility between them. If that's what Bob is feeling, of course, he has every right to kind of feel offended or feel put upon or put out. Unfortunately, Bob probably also doesn't take responsibility to say, I'm feeling a lot of tension here and I'm wondering if I've done something that's upset you. Would you, share with me what's going on? So when we make false assumptions, we increase conflict. My favorite way to get out of that is making I statements. I'll go into I statements more depth, but here's the I statement for this situation. It would just be Betsy coming to say, Bob, when you're sitting there relaxing, reading, and having a good time while I'm over doing the dishes still, it makes me feel put upon and like I'm a drudge because I need to relax too. And then she can make a request like, would you be willing to come wash the dishes or come dry the dishes while I wash them? Or It would make a big difference to me if you found some work to finish up so that the house was in order so that we could relax and enjoy together afterwards. Okay, keep in mind, this goes with your teenagers, your tweenagers as well, that when we start making assumptions about what's upsetting them, what are they mad about, we don't always get it right. Lots of times we don't get it right, right? Simple thing like, a kid doesn't do his homework. Our assumption might be he doesn't care, or he does his work and then doesn't put it in his backpack in order to turn it into school. Again, we might be thinking he's lazy. Maybe he's just not organized, right? Maybe he doesn't have a system. There are lots of other reasons. So before we go assuming what is going on with somebody, we want to take the time to talk to them. Communication makes for better connection. Connection makes for cooperation. Elizabeth Stitt, Joyful Parenting Coaching.